Welcome back to the deep dive. In a world just brimming with information, getting real insightful knowledge quickly without um, getting totally lost in all the noise that feels like a superpower these days.
It really does.
And today we're diving deep into an ancient wisdom tradition, one that offers, well, maybe a kind of shortcut to truly seeing reality for what it is.
A profound one, definitely.
Our mission today is to unpack this concept of right view, which is pretty foundational in a lot of meditation practices.
Mm-hmm.
We'll explore how two really key techniques, Shamatha and Vipassana, are actually meant to work together, not like step one, step two.
Right, not sequentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as an integrated, unified whole. Our source material, Right View, unifying Shamatha and Vipassana, is fantastic for this. It challenges a lot of common misconceptions and points us toward this more integrated way.
It's a very clarifying text, I find. Really cuts through some common confusion.
It really does. It's full of these subtle, but honestly critical distinctions in how we approach understanding and meditation. So for you, the learner, get ready for some potentially big aha moments.
Definitely some potential light bulb moments in here.
Okay, let's unpack this. So the source jumps right in by tackling some very common ways people first try to get this understanding. A lot of people might start off thinking, okay, I'll just read all the books, I'll get the logic down.
And then I'll have right view.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Yeah.
Believing intellectual grasp is the direct path.
Exactly.
But what's fascinating is the text flat out says that just relying on authentic texts and, logical reasoning, while helpful, definitely helpful for building a base, it will not get you to a direct experiential understanding of reality.
So just thinking about it isn't enough.
No. Whatever understanding you get that way, no matter how clever it seems, it always stays conceptual. It's still just ideas. The text actually calls this an erroneous approach.
Erroneous. Strong word. It is. Because it doesn't let you genuinely experience that lack of solid existence in things. It's like reading a really detailed menu but never actually tasting the food.
Right, right. And then there's the flip side, isn't there? People who think, okay, I get the concept intellectually, I've read the menu, now I'll just sit and sort of contemplate it, let it soak in.
Yes, that's the other side. But the source criticizes that too, extending that kind of passive contemplation for too long right after studying. It suggests you can actually lose clarity that way.
Lose clarity. How so? Does the mind get fuzzy?
Kind of. It's almost like the sharpness you gain from the analysis can get dulled if you just sit in this vague, maybe unfocused state. The danger seems to be the mind becoming a bit indistinct, maybe. Losing that analytical edge.
Okay.
And the text notes that some other schools even say you should keep going back to analysis repeatedly, precisely to avoid getting, stuck in that kind of bland contemplation. They worry you'll lose the ability to analyze.
But our source says that's mistaken too.
It does. It dismisses those ideas as well, which, brings up the big question.
Yeah.
If just intellectual study, isn't it? And just long, quiet sitting, isn't it? What is the key?
Yeah, what's the actual path here?
Well, the text argues that when these two, the analytical investigation and the contemplative meditation, are genuinely united, properly integrated, then no contradictions pop up. That's the state of unification it's pointing towards. It's not just one or the other.
Okay, so if keeping them separate is the flaw, how do we unite them? How does that integration actually work in practice? The source gives a path. Right.
It does, a clear step-by-step approach. It starts with engaging the texts, reflecting on them, sure, but specifically to strengthen what it calls distinguishing wisdom.
Distinguishing wisdom,
Yeah.
like sharp insight.
Exactly. That really acute, penetrative insight into how things actually are. And to build confidence in that understanding, it involves seeing the inherent nature of phenomena specifically, that they don't have this independent, solid existence we usually assume. But here's the crucial part, the bit that's often missed. This analytical investigation has to happen within a state of contemplation.
Within, not before or after.
Within. They're not two separate jobs you do one after the other. They're woven together. Think about trying to see something really tiny, really subtle. First, you have to steady your gaze, right? Get stable.
Right, you need stillness to see clearly.
Precisely. Shamatha provides that stillness, that stability.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The text quotes the stages of meditation, saying something like, stabilize your mind with shamatha, then apply analytical investigation for wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
This distinguishing wisdom will illuminate your mind, like light lets the eyes see. And then it says, you must perform analytical investigation while in a state of contemplation. This helps you comprehend insubstantiality.
Exactly. See, Shamatha provides that stable, calm ground. It's the steady hand. And Vipassana, the analytical insight, is the sharp light that illuminates what's actually there, or rather, what isn't there in the way we thought.
So shamatha isn't just like a chill-out session before the real work begins.
Not at all. It creates the absolutely necessary, stable, focused mental platform for Vipassana's sharp analysis to actually hit the mark. So when the text talks about nothing being discoverable, when you apply Vipassana.
Yeah, that sounds a bit empty. Or dark.
But it's not about blindness or darkness. It's the profound realization that phenomena never had that solidity, that independent substance in the first place. There's nothing concrete to find because that was never their true nature.
So the nothing is the realization itself.
In a way, yes. Their lack of independent existence is their true nature. And you realize that through this penetrating insight within stillness, not by, locating some specific thing called emptiness.
Okay, wow. So the core understanding is realizing that finding this independent existence is just impossible because it was never there.
Exactly.
And the text is super clear. It's very important to practice both techniques jointly, analyzing while contemplating, contemplating while analyzing.
Yes, jointly. Continuously. It's an ongoing, simultaneous dance, not like flipping a switch between two modes.
Right, not alternating, but integrating.
That's the key. And even when you get this right view, the text warns, hey, those old habits of clinging to ideas, concepts, they might stick around.
Ah, so it's not necessarily a one-and-done realization.
Not always. This is where the practice really deepens. If those old habits persist, it's vital to keep returning to that penetrative insight, Vipassana, again and again.
Keep reinforcing it.
Exactly. This integrated approach, constantly reinforcing the insight within that stable shamatha mind, is what makes the doubts finally disappear. And then you get this unwavering faith, not blind faith, but confidence born from stable experiential understanding.
It sounds like such a precise, almost delicate path. But then the source spends a lot of time mapping out all these erroneous views, right? Like historical wrong turns people have taken.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a catalog of pitfalls. And looking at these historical examples really shows how easy it is to misunderstand the subtleties here. How many, sincere practitioners have gone slightly off track.
So what are some of these main traps?
Well, there are quite a few. One big one. Some masters thought true concentration meant getting rid of all thoughts, even good ones, just aiming for total blankness.
That's nothing.
Yeah. But the text slams this, saying it leads to indiscriminateness and ignorance. Basically, a dull, apathetic state without any clarity or wisdom, not insight, just zoned out.
Okay, so not that. What else?
Another trap. Some scholars argued you should rely only on logic, pure reason. Believing logical proof alone could get you to understand that lack of independent existence.
Just thinking it through, basically.
Right. But our source, quoting big names like Gampopa, says that kind of understanding, just based on logic, it's only preliminary, it's inferential, it's knowing about something, not directly experiencing it. It's the map, not the territory.
I see. Still conceptual.
Exactly. Then there's relying only on a type of logic, Madhyamaka logic, that sees emptiness only as negation. Just the absence of substance.
Wait, it isn't.
Right. But the text says that's incomplete. Emptiness also has this affirmation factor. It's not just a void. It has a kind of dynamic, positive quality, too, which you miss if you only focus on the negation.
Okay. That's subtle.
Very. Yet another mistake. Using analysis and logic only up to a point, and then just dropping all judgments and sitting in deep meditation, samadhi.
What's wrong with that? Sounds kind of nice.
The criticism is that it confuses experience with realization. Your meditative experience might feel profound, but it can still be conditioned, temporary. True realization is unconditioned, stable. Big difference. Mistaking a nice feeling for the real deal is a major block.
Got it. Experience versus realization.
And maybe one of the most dangerous ones? Believing realization comes from just intellectually deciding nothing has independent existence, and then just abiding in a thought-free state but without focus.
Just drifting.
Pretty much. This gets equated with nihilism, like saying nothing matters, a state of mental dissolving. The text makes a great point. If just not thinking was enough, wouldn't falling asleep or fainting lead to enlightenment?
Ah, good point. Obviously not.
Right. You need mindfulness. You need vigilance and contemplation. It's not about being a blank slate. It's about clear seeing within stillness. Otherwise, you risk just dissolving into mental fog, not wisdom.
Wow. These distinctions are incredibly fine. It really highlights how precise you need to be. Is the core danger here mistaking like a calm mind for an insightful one, or intellectual agreement for actual lived realization.
I think that really boils down to it. It's about how that understanding gets truly integrated into a living, breathing, meditative experience, not just an idea you hold. Avoiding these half measures or wrong turns seems absolutely critical for anyone really seeking right view.
Okay, so even if you navigate all those potential traps, the source points to maybe the deepest, most subtle one of all.
Yes. This one's really profound. It's the danger of clinging to the idea of emptiness itself.
Clinging to emptiness. How does that work?
Well, you might work really hard to overcome clinging to the idea that things do have solid, independent existence, only to fall right into the trap of clinging to the idea that they don't have independent existence.
Whoa. Okay, so you swap one concept you're attached to for another one.
Exactly. It's just another conceptual attachment, maybe more refined, but still an attachment. Your mind is still grasping, just grasping at emptiness instead of solidity.
That's a powerful insight. It's like the mind wants something to hold on to, even if it's the concept of nothing to hold on to.
Precisely. The text quotes stages of meditation again. First, reflect that nothing possesses independent existence. Then try to overcome fixation on this understanding of emptiness, applying distinguishing wisdom.
So it's an active process. You use wisdom to let go of even that refined concept. It doesn't just happen.
No, it takes conscious effort. The great philosopher Nagarjuna said, basically, anyone who sees emptiness as a real thing, you can know or perceive. Their view is false.
It's not another object.
Right. And Chandrakirti adds, clinging to non-arising, emptiness, and lack of self-being, this is an erroneous approach. The text even warns that clinging to this kind of nihilistic idea, just declaring nothing exists, is actually considered even worse than believing in the reality of phenomena.
Worse. Why worse?
Because it can apparently lead to negative states of existence. It's seen as a profound misunderstanding that cuts off the potential for liberation. It's a really strong warning against mistaking the concept for the reality.
So the issue isn't emptiness itself, obviously, but our conceptual handle on it that we then grab onto,
Yeah.
turning it into another fixed idea.
You've got it. It needs to be an experiential understanding of reality's nature, not just another belief. And conversely, the text also points out, while getting stuck in concepts is bad, not every state free from concepts is automatically nihilistic or wrong. Emptiness is ultimately understood by transcending conceptual thought altogether, not just by having the right concept. As long as the mind is grasping, even subtly, emptiness isn't fully realized. That's why any view that separates Shamatha and Vipassana is seen as flawed.
Because they need to work together to get beyond concepts.
Exactly. As one commentary puts it beautifully, they should be united, or even rather, performed one within the other. The calm mind itself, stabilized by Shamatha, becomes the very object that Vipassana investigates with penetrative insight.
Wow. Performed one within the other. What a deep dive this has been. We've really journeyed through this intricate art of unifying Shamatha and Vipassana.
We really are.
We've looked at common misconceptions, explored that whole map of potential wrong turns.
Those danger zones.
Yeah, and tackled that really profound, often missed danger of clinging even to the idea of emptiness itself.
It's a crucial point.
So for you, the learner listening in, this isn't just some dusty old philosophical debate.
You got it all.
It's a really precise guide to effective mental training. It's urging us to avoid the half measures, the subtle conceptual traps, in our own search for genuine insight. It's about developing that sharp, distinguishing wisdom that's more than just agreeing intellectually, but also more than just having a blank mind.
Well put. It's active, clear seeing.
And the source keeps reminding us, Shamatha isn't just step one. It's the ground itself. The very ground upon which Vipassana explores its object, which is the mind itself.
The stable mind observes itself.
And it concludes they're not just compatible. They have to be performed one within the other. So here's something to think about. What does it really mean for your own calm, focused mind to become the object of its own deep, penetrative insight? How might that realization change your approach not just to meditation, but to focus, understanding, and maybe everything else in your life?
That's the question to carry forward.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep. We'll be here with more insights next time on The Deep Dive.